What if the reason your body started holding on to weight after 35 wasn't because you stopped trying hard enough? What if it wasn't carbs, calories, or even hormones, but something happening much deeper, at a cellular level? Most people assume that weight gain with age is inevitable unless you're constantly dieting or exercising harder than ever. But for a growing number of men and women, that approach seems to backfire. And here's the surprising part. Pushing harder may actually make things worse. In recent years, scientists have started questioning the foundation of traditional weight loss advice. And what they're uncovering challenges the idea that metabolism slows simply because of age or lack of discipline. Stick with me, because this shift in thinking could completely change how you approach weight loss moving forward. Imagine waking up and feeling like your body finally has momentum again. Not dragging yourself through the morning. Not battling constant hunger or energy crashes. Not feeling like every choice requires willpower. Instead, many people describe feeling steadier energy, clearer thinking, and a sense of internal balance that makes healthy habits feel more natural. This isn't about quick fixes or dramatic promises. It's about understanding how your body produces energy, and how supporting that process may make everything else feel less difficult. For people who felt stuck or discouraged, that alone can feel like a huge relief. If you're here, chances are you've already tried to do things the right way. You've followed meal plans. You've stayed active. You've been consistent. Until consistency stopped working. Maybe the scale stopped responding. Maybe fat started settling in new places. Maybe your energy just isn't what it used to be. And then comes the guilt. The subtle message that you must be slipping somehow. That you need more control, more restriction, more effort. But deep down, you can tell something has changed, and you're not imagining it. My name is Daniel Reeves, and I work in metabolic research. For years, I analyzed data patterns related to aging, energy production, and metabolic health. But the moment this research became personal was when my older sister called me one night in tears. She was doing everything right, walking daily, cooking carefully, skipping foods she loved, yet her body wasn't responding. That disconnect made me dig deeper. And once again, one term kept showing up in the literature: mitochondria. Mitochondria are tiny structures inside your cells that help turn nutrients into usable energy. You can think of them as the engines that power everything your body does. When mitochondrial function is strong, energy production tends to be smoother. But as people age, especially after their mid-30s, these systems can become less efficient in some individuals. That shift may influence energy levels, appetite signals, and how effectively calories are used. It also helps explain why two people with similar habits can experience completely different outcomes. Instead of asking, "How do I burn more calories?" researchers began asking something else. What if supporting cellular energy comes first? That question opened the door to a different approach, one focused on mitochondrial support rather than constant restriction. If this idea is new to you, I recommend watching the short educational presentation linked in the bio or video description. It walks through this concept step by step in a clear, science-based way. There's no hype, just information so you can decide if it resonates. Here's why so many traditional methods struggle long-term. They try to force change from the outside. Fewer calories, more activity, tighter rules. But the body isn't just math. When internal energy production slows, pushing harder can increase stress, fatigue, and resistance. Supporting mitochondrial function works differently. It aligns with how the body naturally generates energy, which may explain why many people find this approach easier to sustain. It's not about doing more, it's about working smarter. As this mitochondria-focused perspective has gained attention, more people have begun exploring it as part of their daily routines. Many report feeling steadier energy throughout the day. Others notice fewer crashes or better mental clarity. Some say their body finally feels responsive again. What stands out isn't dramatic claims. It's understanding. Understanding why nothing worked before. Understanding that they weren't broken. Understanding that the problem was never lack of effort. and that clarity often leads to better choices without constant struggle. This approach is gaining traction quickly, and the educational video explaining it may not remain available indefinitely. If you're even slightly curious about how mitochondrial support may relate to metabolism, especially after 35 or 40, I suggest watching it while it's still accessible. You'll learn where this idea came from, how it works, and why more people are rethinking weight loss from the inside out. The link is in the bio or video description. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.